Hi, this is Jeff Prentice, and I'm going to be talking today about this introductory VR drawing course. It's more of a fine arts based drawing course that's kind of centered around doing it in VR. And VR's, we're in the basically the, it's a new technology. Not that many people have it or have that much experience in it. And it's I find it really interesting, but we're in the Stone Age still, and unfortunately, this headset's probably going to be obsolete by next year. This is a Quest, so the course is designed around the Oculus offerings. We have an Oculus Rift S over here that's tethered to a gaming computer, and then we have the Oculus Quest, which is charging now, but when it's not charging, the advantage is it's not tethered, so you can put it on like this, and you can move around your area, right? That's the advantage. The disadvantage to this headset is it's underpowered. It's got like a phone processor in it, and it's heavy. It's uncomfortable, and so you probably end up buying accessories to make it more comfortable. There's a head strap that attaches onto this to make it more comfortable. There's something you put around the foam here to make it more comfortable. If you wear glasses, like I do, you can actually set this over the glasses, and there's a tendency then you can actually ruin a pair of glasses by doing that and scratching them in the front when they come in contact with your lenses, and you can ruin your lenses as well. So there are inserts that you can get for your headset. So even though it lists for $399, you're probably going to end up, by the time you buy the games and the accessories and the extra storage and the protection plan and all that, it's $1,000. However, compare that to the Rift S, which is on a $1,600 gaming PC, $399. So it's $1,000 versus over $2,000. But again, the difference too here is this, we're going to be casting to a TV, or actually what I do is I cast to a phone and I record it, and I have to record my audio separately. It's a whole nother discussion about the technology and where we're going to be looking at the drawings and uploading them and how this thing interfaces with a computer. But the advantage of the Rift S is that it's already tethered to a computer, and you can cast directly to the screen. In other words, you can see what somebody's seeing in their VR headset on the screen, whereas this, you have to cast to a TV, and you're casting from an untethered device that's underpowered, and so you're not going to get the quality. If you're playing Beat Saber on this, you're not going to have the transparencies, you're not going to have the reflections, and you're going to have maybe some things being out of sync, especially in expert mode. So that's my take on this. You can, there are ways to get better resolution on this, and when I say resolution, I mean processing. The processing power is really what drives the resolution, not the resolution of the display so much, but you can actually increase it on this. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be perfect. You are going to see some jagged edges, but it is still really amazing. And the reason I'm interested in this, in drawing in Google Tilt and drawing in virtual reality, is that it's really something new. It's different than drawing on a two-dimensional surface. It's more like sculpture, and you can actually draw lines in and around and through, and enlarge your line work in the shapes that you're creating, and you can make them 20 feet high, or you can make them 6 inches wide. And that's really intriguing as an artist. So what we're going to be doing in this course is exploring things like line and shape, and mostly too, there's the design fundamentals. I mean, we're going to be looking at thick, thin, and the contrast between dark and light, and the types of line and line quality, things we would do in a normal drawing class. But also we want to explore the conceptual possibilities. And I usually approach that by creating environments or contrasting different ideas. We might want to make a very organic, warm environment, and then we might want to create something that's more threatening and more hostile. Or we might want to create forms that are just made with geometric almost man-made looking like structures. And then we might want to turn around and make forms that are as organic as we possibly can make using, this technology. And then it's combining them. So at the end of the day, you kind of learn not just the techniques of what you can make with this in terms of lines and shapes, but you gain an understanding of the kinds of experiences that you can create using these tools that your viewer can then look at. And I'll end with that is going to be one of the limiting factors at this point in this technology is how do people view your creations? I mean, obviously, we as a class could upload them into, I'm pretty sure there's a Google Tilt Brush place to view your polygons and maybe arrange them into a setting where we can all share what we're looking at and load them in. But that's going to be something we're going to have to look into. But in the meantime, how do you share them with the larger audience? That's going to be the question.